Let go.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had an amazing Valentine's Day, whether you were with someone special or whether you were by yourself. So you could probably tell by the title and thumbnail, today we're going to be doing a Horimiya inspired one-line nail art tutorial. Well, okay, so the one-line thing is in theory, alright? Because I could do this in one line with the right tools and materials, and if I weren't dumb, because I did have to go back and add more lines, but it's in theory you could do it in one line, okay? But you're not gonna see the mess ups, so it's the thought that counts. As you've probably already seen, Horimiya, one of my favorite manga in high school, has won Best Romance Anime for the Crunchyroll Awards of 2021. So why not honor the show with some cute nail art and pierce our nails like Miyamoto's ears? So we are actually going to start with the middle nail today because it will be the guidelines for all the rest of the lines we make throughout the rest of the nails. And this nail, as well as this entire design, was actually inspired by the little loopy H in the Horimiya logo. I threw in some references here and there, but the cool little H is the main inspiration. So to start off, we're going to need a white base. I'm using LA Colors Energy Source, and then wait for that to completely dry. Now with your tiniest brush or a toothpick, start from the top left corner of the nail and sketch out the left half of that loopy H in brown. I'm using acrylic paint because it dries quick, can scratch off easily if you mess up, and is buildable once dry. Okay, for our third step, we're going to fill in all but the top closed off corner in between the lines with a baby pink, using a dotting tool or an angled nail art brush. The color I'm using is actually a mixture of LA Colors Kiss Me and Delicate. For the next step, you're going to want to dry brush a silvery polish or paint onto the pink part of the nail. To dry brush, basically you take a brush and you dab off most of the pigment, either on a paper towel or the side of the bottle, or if you're me, your hand, and you flick it gently against the nail to create a drier, brushier texture. And now it's just time to clean up, straighten your lines, redraw some lines, make that nail look pretty. So the index finger is where we start to take creative liberties with the word one line. As always, we're going to start with a white base and make sure you mark where that brown line connects from the middle nail, because that is where you're going to start. Now, in any direction, you want to draw a line, and then towards the middle of the nail, draw small loops to create a flower. Make sure that your line trails off so that the next nail has something to pick up on. Also, when you're finished, this is just a sketch, so you could delete some petals, you can add some petals, you can add some leaves. I added some leaves up later. This is just a really rough sketch. You'll see the end results look pretty different. And then just like before, you're going to fill in the inside bits as well as the petals and possible leaves with that pink mixture, and then you're going to dry brush all the pink parts with a silver painter polish. And now it's just like before, it's time to clean up and redraw your lines. We made a mess, let's clean it up. The ring finger is going to be a simple, cute, low French tip. You're going to start with a white base. As always, you're going to mark where the brown line left off in the middle nail, the same whole shebang. Now, with the ring finger, it's a little more strategic than the finger, because you can't just start the line in any direction. You gotta swoop down French tip. Towards the corner, I added a little heart loop. I'm gonna clean it up later, don't even worry about it. And what did I tell you? The same shebang. You're gonna fill in the French tip part as well as your little heart in that pink mixture, and then dry brush the pink bits with silver polish or paint. You already know this, you got this, you're a pro. It's clean up time. Clean up, everybody everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. Same thing as before. We got it. We got this. You know that. You know the drill. There are cherry blossoms in every freaking romance anime. There's no way I'm not going to have a cherry blossom nail, even though we have our little abstract flower. Therefore, our cherry blossom tree will be the pinky. Step 2 will actually be to apply a white base. Step 1 is to puncture 2 tiny holes on the outer corner of the nail, because that is where we are going to have our Miyamura piercings. I used a sewing needle, wouldn't recommend it unless you have cushion because I stabbed myself a few times. Now, just like the other nails, you want to connect the pinky to the ring finger by starting your line wherever the brown line ended off in your ring finger, and draw a very shaky little line into the middle of the nail. You can go any direction you want. You could also add a few branches here and there. It'll be covered later, so you can change it if you want. And now, with our pink mixture that we have before, we are going to dot some teardrop shaped petals. I put around 3 up against each other to make little flowers across the branches. I didn't put a lot, I just dabbed some to make little petals along the edges and whatnot. Now, with a deeper, more magenta type pink, I'm using LA Colors Electra. You want to dot the middle of each flower or the end of each petal if you have a lone petal to create more of a flower look. And now we will once again dry brush silver paint or polish onto the petals of the nail. And now the piece de resistance, the piercing, the iconic Miyamura piercings. Take any sort of circular metal. It could be from a paper clip. I'm using some old earring backs I got from Michael's, and bend it into a loop, paint it, or you could literally just buy. You could literally buy jewelry loops. I don't know why I'm trying so hard, but I painted it with the same pink mixture plus dry brush combo, and I looped it through the nails to give us a cute little piercing. Look how cute! Our final nail, the thumb, is inspired by the cute little bow on the girl's uniform in Horimiya. As always, we're going to start off with a white base, and do not mind the wonky looking right thumbnail. I'm going to switch over to the left thumbnail in the rest of the clips, but for context, when I was in middle school, I wanted to be like the pros and cut my cuticles. I cut it wonky and they never grew back the same, so now anytime I have fake nails, I have to cut the cuticles wonky on the fake nail, but ignore it, we're going to switch over to the other thumb. So as you can see, I already have marked where the line is going to continue, but we're not going to start the line first. We're going to start on the bow. Instead of drawing a shape, I actually just went in with our pink mixture and a dotting tool and a sort of free-handed a globular bow shape. It'll change later on in the video because I did not use a reference. Please use a reference. I drew the wrong type of bow and it was very embarrassing and hard to clean up. So please always use a reference. And now, of course, we want to continue our brown line. Since this is the last nail, you can have it trailing off, you can have it ending, you could have it going wherever you want. That's why I wanted to draw the picture first. I just had a simple little curve and a little loop at the end, real cute, real nice. And so once again, you're going to take your pink mixture and connect it to the pink mixture of your index finger. For me, it depends on when you drew your line. For me, I drew my line sort of curving outward and it connects towards the outside. So this time I colored the outside. And as always, we want to dry brush our pink bits, which includes the bow. Don't forget your cute little bow. And now you want to properly line everything. This not only includes your initial line, but lining your bow. Bring it to life. Use a reference. Don't be a Maya. Use a reference. Now let's do a thick coat of top coat on everything and blast it out to the sun. Let's see how we did. So, what do you think? Did I nail it or did I fail it? As always, the amazing music covers I used in this video will be linked in the description. Please make sure to check out their channels, and of course all the products I also use, the nail polish I use will be in this description as well. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day, and if you feel so inclined, feel free to like and subscribe. But if you can't, hey, there's always next video, which I will definitely see you in. And thank you so much for watching.